You know it's a fantastic game that is lost in time due to licensing issues? Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, the game. Released digitally only for the PlayStation Network and Xbox Live Arcade back in mid-2010, it was only available for download for about 4 years before the game was delisted. There was never a physical version of the game either, so if you didn't download the game within that time period, your only way of playing it now is emulating. That really sucks because this game is freaking amazing. In this 2D side-scrolling beat-em-up, lovable loser Scott Pilgrim is on a mission to date Ramona Flowers, but if he really wants to be with her, he's going to have to defeat her 7 deadly exes. This story is loosely based on the comics and was released right before the movie came out, so it takes inspiration from that as well. When it comes to gameplay, it's like as if River City Ransom and Double Dragon had a beautiful, spunky child. You can select either Scott Pilgrim himself, Ramona, or Scott's friends Kim and Steven. You go around and you beat up enemies. The more you beat up, the more experience you get, so you can level up. Leveling up makes you stronger and can even lead to new move combos. You can do your typical stuff here: punch and kick, jump kick, pick up weapons to attack, and all the typical beat 'em up stuff. You got heart points, which is your HP, and gut points, which can be used for special moves, summoning a character to attack, or even revive you if you get knocked out. When you defeat enemies, they drop coins. You can use these coins in different shops scattered throughout the game. The shops have food to replenish health or even permanently boost your stats. As you travel throughout the levels, you might find little doorways that will lead to the subspace areas, which are kind of like bonus stages. They're great for racking up more money. There's also a giant world map that consists of a total of 7 stages, which consist of several areas in each level. Overall, this game takes all the tried and true fundamentals of the beat 'em up genre and really fleshes it out here. The game mechanics are fun, but that's not where the greatness ends. Just about every other aspect of this game is totally wicked. First, I gotta talk about the visuals. The pixel art in this game is so freaking adorable and awesome. Animator Paul Robertson, who's worked on video game artwork for other games like Wizorb and Shantae and the Pirate's Curse, does a fantastic job bringing the comic book version of Scott Pilgrim to life here. Everyone and everything is just so expressive. The entire soundtrack was composed by Brit-pop band Anamanaguchi, and it's one of the best things about this game. Each track is killer and really sets the tone of the game. I couldn't imagine any other music being used here, it just fits so perfectly. Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, the game, is also chock full of video game references. From the money falling out of bad guys like River City Ransom, to bosses, or to characters, or just animations, there's so many references here, and gaming nerds like myself can't help but get all giddy when I see them. It's even got cheat codes you can use at the title screen. So, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, the game, succeeds in just about every aspect. I don't really have anything bad to say about the game. I'll admit, between the comic, the movie, and this game was my introduction into the series, and I feel like it does a pretty faithful job telling the story of Scott Pilgrim. Even if you're not into the series whatsoever, it's still a really fun game and worth checking out, if that were possible. Luckily for me, I was able to download the game on both my PS3 and 360 before it was taken down. I was even able to snag the Knives Chow DLC while it was available, though unfortunately I missed out on the Wallace Wells DLC that came out 3 years after the game did. But I'm imagining that between Ubisoft, Universal Studios, Oni Press, and the creator of the series, Brian Lee O'Malley, that once the licensing deal expired, they just delisted the game rather than renewing the deal. If all these companies can somehow get together and re-release this game on modern consoles, that would be great, but I don't see that being very likely. However, back in August 2016, comic creator Brian Lee O'Malley said that his #1 goal in life is to get the Scott Pilgrim game re-released. Just give him time. Well, O'Malley, if you can make that somehow happen, I'll be forever grateful. I'm keeping my fingers crossed.